Good evening, all Dharma Masters and all Lotus friends. Tonight we will review a Dharma talk that I hope we can all learn from. I personally feel it is spoken very gently and compassionately, yet brings an imminent reality to our attention, bypassing complexity and getting to the heart of the Buddha's intent. Just for a moment, before we go into that, recently shared was a short Dharma teaching I will mention that was quoted from Master Huijing about the grace of deliverance, saying, Amitabha is compassion itself. If Amitabha were not so compassionate, we would have no hope of salvation. Out of his love for us, Amitabha has prepared our means of deliverance, so that we may be saved. The compassion and grace we receive today exist entirely within Amitabha's boundless love. When our hearts are occupied by thoughts of right and wrong, we cannot truly accept Amitabha's deliverance. We must transcend notions of fairness and justice, go beyond ideas of right and wrong, good and evil, and accept love as our guiding principle. We should replace the principle of fairness with the principle of love. Now, with this concept in mind to apply to ourselves and then others, we will go into the main sharing titled Drifting in the Sea of Suffering by Master Huijing. Master Tanluan, a most revered Buddhist master, was a practitioner who was honest with himself. In his Gatha in praise of Amitabha Buddha, he wrote, "Since time immemorial, I have been wandering through the three domains, tossed about by the illusion of transmigration. The karma created by each passing thought and moment binds me to the six realms and entraps me within the three wretched paths." Master Tanluan lamented that, since time immemorial, he had been transmigrating in the three domains of desire, form, and formlessness. The three domains encompass the six realms of Samsara, the realms of heavenly beings, humans, asuras, animals, hungry ghosts, and hell beings. Samsara is actually illusory, not real. However, we ordinary beings are so foolish as to mistake illusion for reality, thus being ensnared in it endlessly to this very day. Our every fleeting thought creates bad karma, enough to bind us in the six realms. Worse still, we often fall into the lower three wretched realms, where suffering is most intense. While karma can be either good or bad, Master Tanluan confessed that his thoughts and actions were unwholesome, continually pulling him into the depths of samsara. Shakyamuni Buddha compared the six realms of samsara to a vast, bottomless sea of suffering, where sentient beings briefly emerge only to be dragged under again. To be reborn as a human is akin to momentarily surfacing for air, only to sink once more into the abyss. Master Tanluan was revered by emperors of his time, one calling him Bodhisattva Tanluan, another Divine Tanluan. Yet despite their praise, he saw himself as nothing more than a fallen being, helpless against the tides of karma. If someone of his spiritual stature felt helpless, how could we hope to escape? Without Amitabha Buddha's vow of deliverance, the 18th vow, liberation from samsara would be impossible. The Pure Salvation Bodhisattva Sutra has this to say regarding the nature of sentient beings' thoughts. A single day's thoughts number in millions, and each is steeped in karma that leads towards the three wretched realms. Millions isn't a literal count. It speaks to the countless unwholesome thoughts and actions that perpetuate our misery, leading us to rebirth in the lower realms. Without virtuous karma, we cannot hope to ascend to the heavens or human world, let alone escape samsara altogether. The realization of this fate is terrifying. The Sutra of the Earth Store Bodhisattva confirms this grim reality. Every thought, every action in this world produces nothing but karma and transgression. It further states, karmic forces are immense, surpassing even the highest mountain, Mount Sumeru, and its weight drags us deeper than the darkest abyss, obstructing our path to liberation. Without Amitabha's compassionate vow of deliverance, we would remain eternally trapped in this endless cycle of samsara. Master Tanluan described the three domains as illusory, defiled, distorted, ever-decaying, cyclical, and endless. Bound by the relentless cycle of birth and death, which is samsara, sentient beings suffer without end. What sentient beings do and the consequences of their deeds are illusions, never real. Their nature is impure, never pure. Their perceptions are warped, unable to discern truth from delusion. Everything is impermanent in perpetual decay, fading, shifting, never constant. Within samsara's grasp, we are forever caught in its torment, cycling through hell, the ghost and animal realms, with no end in sight. A fate both tragic and horrific. According to Master Tanluan, the three domains are a gloomy and dark abode. They arise from impure and wrong views of their dwellers who are in an endless slumber, unaware of any hope for escape. Without encountering the Buddha's teachings or Amitabha's deliverance, we would remain forever trapped in samsara, drifting in the sea of suffering, unable to break free. This will conclude tonight's sharing. Thank you for your kind attention and time. Namo Amitabha.